everyone, and welcome to my universe. Hello there, Protox. Welcome back. Alright. Well, I mean it when I say it. I want today to be the last day I work on Foliage. I really do. So I'm just gonna hop right to it. Let's go ahead and remove the one half of it there, as this will be mirrored. Oh, I have extra copy, and I have an extra copy in there. I don't want that. Okay. Make sure all my layers are good. Looks like we're good. Okay, so I am actually going to start with the leaves. I feel like the roses are mostly done. And although I say that this will be the last time I work on foliage, I'm going to have to do a little bit more once it comes time to put the lighting and stuff on. But look. This step is more time-consuming than global lighting. So yeah, I want to start with the leaves. So I'll be going back and forth between the two leaf layers. The ones that are on top of the roses, and then the ones that are underneath them. And I think for these guys, I'm probably going to be using the airbrush a little bit more. I've been debating on where I want to go airbrush versus my texture brush, but I think especially for spots like this out here, I think it actually... Oops, I don't have the layer locked. Oh no, I'm just drawing on the... Wait, what? Yeah, I was drawing on the wrong layer, but that layer was locked. Well, whatever. But yeah, I think especially for little bits that are just kind of going out into the light like this, I will make them very much gradated. But I think over here, once we start getting them dipping into the shadows just a little bit more, it'll be a little bit less so. Been kind of experimenting with what a couple of different types of brushes can do. And I kind of still stand by that you really don't need very many. I'm still just using super basic ones here. There are a couple of things that just can't be replicated by certain brushes. Like the airbrush is going to give me a very smooth finish here, and that's much harder to get with the basic opacity brush. But the basic opacity brush actually lets me keep a little bit of texture, so... I think that's important for little flowers. So I'll just blend some of these things together, and then I just have to do that for every single leaf. Save me! Well, sometimes I question my choices, but then I look at the result and I'm just like, okay, fine. I know exactly why I did it. Okay. So I'll just get the lighting on all these guys. And I think for these shadows here, I'm gonna... I want them to be quite hard, and that the level of hard edge is actually kind of hard to get with the opacity brush instead of my airbrush here, just due to the nature of Krita's airbrush, where it just kind of, if you press really, really hard, it just lightly blurs the edges, and it's very nice. And I think that's what I want for the cast shadows there. I am a little bit afraid of doing too much work with cast shadows before I go in and get everything else good, though. Just a little. And at this point, I will still... Oh, is that a top leaf? It is. Okay. At this point, I will still not be doing any shadows from Katya here. It's like with these being in the background, there probably shouldn't be too much cast shadows there, but I'm going to put them in anyway because I can, and I like to. So... But I don't want to worry about it yet because I want to make sure that I can safely mirror all of this to the other side and then also to the dress side. So all of this will just be mirrored around. Oops. And it'll just be so much easier if I don't have to change anything after I mirror it. So it doesn't really make sense to go too hard into the shadows from the character until the rest is finished. And then I can do what I want. Alright. Well, there we go. That's the gist of what I'm trying to do now. So all that's left is I just gotta go in and draw it all. God, there's so many. There's so many. Alright, well. I chose this for myself. Nothing else to be said. What the hell is this leaf? Okay, I think I see what I'm trying to do here. I get the feeling I'll be asking myself that question a few times throughout this whole process. Just like, wait, past self. What? That's okay. I'll try to figure out what she had in mind, and hopefully I can realize all of her visions. And unfortunately, it looks like this is the kind of thing where I'm just going to want to do each leaf kind of individually. I don't think it really makes much sense for me to grab two colors and just do those parts before I go back and do the rest. So I'll be switching colors a lot, and I kind of hate it. But you know what? Worse things can happen. Okay. There we go, I think that's fine. And I can already tell you, I am already feeling the perfectionism bubbling up within me, and wanting just each leaf to just be so good. I can't help myself. No matter what I do. It's actually really funny, because, lately, I've just been seeing so many of my problems in my kids. And that's kind of to be expected. I mean, for one, they are being raised by me, so some of my ideas and how I do things is gonna rub off on them. But to an extent, I think that a genetic destiny is a thing. We share genetics. So, of course, they're gonna have some similar problems to me. We're gonna be wired in somewhat the same way. They are literally half me. So, it's only natural that it comes up, but man, I just look at it and I'm just like, ow, my heart. I don't want them to deal with the same problems that I have to. I really don't. I can't really stop them from having to deal with the same things. It's just part of being alive, but nonetheless, it hurts my heart sometimes. Like my daughter, I think she's very good at reading. She's a lot better than I was when I was her age. But because she keeps making mistakes, she thinks she's really bad at it and just gets so frustrated. But it's crazy just how quickly she can read a page of words. And how generally accurate she is. Like I said, I definitely could not do that at her age. But because she makes mistakes, she has a strong perfectionism that I do as well. And because she keeps messing up sometimes, she thinks she's really bad at it. It's just sad. I really hope it doesn't discourage her from reading. But it's alright. I will have at least a decent idea of what she's going through, since it's something that I also deal with. So, hopefully I can help her through it, and she can have better luck than me. Let's see, I think I'll deal some of the cast shadows from the roses after a little bit here, too. 'Cause I think I just want to blend in some of these leaves, and you can see I'm bleeding out into here. So I kind of just want to get some of that done. Make sure that everything there is to my liking, and then I can worry about where the roses will overlap and where the leaves overlap each other, and just all that good stuff. All that good stuff. Honestly, even though I haven't finished this one, I've been thinking a lot about what I want to do for my next stream image. I have lots of ideas. Still haven't quite narrowed it down, but I think I know what it is that I want to work on. It'll be a little hard to describe without going into just extreme detail with examples. So I'll probably prepare that for the next the next stream image, but I do think about it. And I have been plotting. But I don't think I would have gotten some of those ideas if I hadn't drawn this picture, because some of it is just like, well, there's some things about the harder edge style that I've been doing a lot lately. I guess I will call it the style I normally use now versus what I'm doing here, and there's some aspects that I kind of like about what I used to do versus what I'm doing here, and I'm just like, I wonder if I can bring them together. And that's kind of the gist, because, I don't know, I'm looking at the difference between, like, this leaf here and this leaf here. And I don't know, I kind of like the way that a lot of this works. It doesn't work for this picture. I do have to, you know, do my experimentation here properly. But it does have me thinking. I wonder if I can combine these ideas a little bit better. Oh, that's a top leaf. So I think that's going to be what I want to experiment with in the next picture. Just take what I learned here and try another thing. When it comes down to it, the experimentation never stops. Never. Okay. So let's see. There's a few more leaves that I want to get down here, and then I think I'm going to go back over this area and do the cast shadows, rather than just do the entire area, just all the leaves all at once. I think I'll just go area by area. I think that'll be fine. And slowly but surely, the leaves will all be blended. Oh god, there's too many. There's just so many. It's a little overwhelming. I just have to remind myself that every time I do this, it never ends up being as bad as my brain is making it out to be, so I am sure it'll be fine. But I'm looking at this right now and I'm just internally screaming so hard. So hard. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, but there we go. Unfortunately, you know, each leaf is pretty small, so I can handle it. It'll be okay. Where's my shadow color? Let's get the cast shadows from these leaves out. Oh, that's the top leaf. Oh, I was on the top leaves. Okay. Well, I'm glad that worked out. These ones are on the bottom. So now I can get those shadows in a little bit nicer. But you can see if I press really hard at the airbrush, it actually makes a pretty nice edge there. This is why I like Krita's airbrush and why I was using it for, like, everything for a while. I think it works quite well. It can pretend to be the hard round brush occasionally. Just depending on what you're trying to do with it. That's kind of why I ended up finding it really, really versatile. Just if I pressed hard, I could get the kind of edge that I wanted, but it still has a little bit of a blurred side, so it doesn't feel quite as stark as just using my good friend, the hard round brush. I need to make the shadow a little bigger so it doesn't quite align with the table behind it quite so much. It's one of those things that I didn't really start thinking about until relatively recently. I'd say probably past 5 years or so. And I have to say that it makes a huge difference, way more than you would expect. Of just when you don't let things share edges anymore or leave anything kind of ambiguous like that. It actually helps a lot. Like a lot. It's crazy. The kind of thing that you wouldn't think makes any difference whatsoever. But since I stopped doing it, I do feel the difference in everything that I've been making. It's just so funny to me because I feel like when you're getting started with art, a lot of it is just really big things like, okay, the anatomy is really bad, let's make it not bad, and stuff like that. But once you start getting further along, it's just a bunch of stupid arbitrary stuff that you don't even think matters until it does. It's both interesting and slightly annoying. It's a little bit harder to progress because you're just like, okay, if I move this a few centimeters to the side, then suddenly the composition is just better. Why is this? Well, there's probably a lot of reasons for it, but all of them just feel silly. Or just slightly altering the lighting like this, and using this kind of color will just make things so much better, and it's crazy. I think that's why I get so annoyed when all people can do is critique proportions. Because it's like, okay, yeah, beginners have to be able to do that, and that tends to be where their problems lie. But I feel like once you're just beyond a lot of basic beginner stuff, everything about art and drawing is not about getting everything looking like the subject. It's about conveying the idea behind the picture that you're trying to draw, and that's just when things start getting sticky. That's when things get hard. And that's when it can be hard to figure out what to do. And so people that can only say, hey, the eyes are a little far apart, or, you know, whatever else, I think that they're kind of missing the most important part. They're missing the idea that is trying to be conveyed, and they're not able to help the artist actually figure out how to convey their ideas better. And when it comes down to it, I do think that art is more about conveying ideas than it is getting your proportions right. Okay. Oh god, this is gonna get real messy for a bit, but that's okay, I'll fix it later. Alright, Mia, 5 minutes from now, You can do it! Let's just get this leaf looking beautiful. It'll be fantastic. I'm just thinking about how this leaf is folding, and I do picture there to being like a slight fold in the middle. So I'm trying to make sure that I convey that little fold like right there, where it kind of is going up. Because at least when I see leaves, they're often doing something like that, when they're rolling around and doing leaf things. So I want to keep that part in the middle just a little bit harder, but I want to keep over here just a little bit softer. So I'm trying to get that right blend, and I don't think I'll be able to quite do it with the airbrush. At least not super effectively. But there we go. I think that's pretty good. So now I kind of want to do the same thing with the shadow part here. Gonna kind of ascend it a little further up than the rest. And we're ignoring the cast shadows for a little bit. Not forever, but just for now. Until I kind of finish this clump of leaves, and then I can go back in the end and add it. Much like before. And I don't mind leaving the edges a little bit rough. Like, you know, over here I tried to get things pretty smooth, and I do want the character to be quite smooth and nice looking. But these leaves here, I think that they'll actually look a little bit better with just a little bit of, I don't know, brush strokes and texture on them. And furthermore, it would take longer to remove all that. And I don't think these guys need that much attention. It's like, it's good to give your picture what it needs, but don't let it be too needy. That's a trap I'm trying to pull myself out of, because man, you can spend a really long time on one picture if you're just like, okay, I must get the texture on each leaf just right. As opposed to, I don't know, it's probably fine. It's probably good. I think it's fine for the leaves to just be good enough. I've been trying to be more aware of it for a while because I have wanted to speed up my drawing process. I draw real slowly. And I do think that it is a small thing I can kind of improve within myself. But now that I'm starting to see those problems within my children, I'm just like, oh god, I better figure out a solution so that maybe I can point them in the right direction. Make them stop worrying about it. This way they don't get caught in the same traps that I am. Even if I can't make them do it, I can try to help. I can try. Ultimately, I can't take their journey of figuring a lot of these things out for themselves away from them. I can't do it for them. But I think I can help. I think I can make it just a little bit easier. And I think that's all I'm gonna go for. Okay, so before I get into the cast shadows with this area, I think I want to get this small clump of leaves here. Yeah. So let's get this clump of leaves, and then I'll go down and do cast shadows for this area. Okay, now I have to do this whole rigmarole again. Where I just kind of get that little dent in the right spot. Make it look like the leaf is folding properly. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. I think I like this. Yeah, I think I can get behind this. And I do think it looks a little bit better than it did without it. Just gotta find that right balance of a nice, soft, tapered edge and the little hard edge to show that there's kind of a little fold in there. Feels weird to have a bunch of brush control again. It really does. It's okay. I think it's good to practice. I don't want to lose all the things I used to be able to do. That would just be unfortunate. But there we go, I think. Oh, no, I forgot this leaf. Oh, no. Alas, poor leaf. It just got totally forgotten about because it's just there in the back, not really drawing any attention to itself. Okay. Alright, let's see if I can avoid making myself go completely crazy. Let's get those cash shadows in there. Ew, gross, gross, gross. No. I don't want to paint over what I already did. This is the time to be careful. As we just gradually put these shadows into the right places. Get them doing the shadow things that they need to be doing. See what happens. Oh, I missed a spot there. Okay. No, I better get that first. Let's see. I think this one will also have a little leaf thing going on like this. Just a slight little plane change out there. Keep it gentle. I think that's fine. Alright. Now back to these cast shadows. Where I do my best to just place them nicely. And I do my best to not try so hard. Because I think that keeping these simple is actually the way to go. And oh, I forgot another leaf. Is that a top leaf? No. Okay. Man, they just keep popping up everywhere, I swear. Just so many. Just so many. I'm pretty confident in my ability to finish them off today, though. At least until final lighting. I'm really, really looking forward to the lighting, but there's still a little bit more to do. I gotta get the stuff outside the window and the table. But once those are done, it's like, oh, then I get to make the picture look really good. Like, right now, I think it looks good, but it can be so much better. Gotta believe it. It's gonna be good. It's so exciting. It's always amazing to me just how much better everything looks once I can get that final kind of atmospheric mood lighting and global light that I generally ignore at this stage and just all that stuff. The difference is huge, and I'm just always so excited for that. I'll do the character first because I deserve a reward after drawing all these leaves, and I want to work on the lighting on the character. I don't think that'll be today, though. I think there's still too much left to do before I get to that. As sad as it is to say, I do think that is the case. It's okay, soon. Soon! Soon I get to do all the things that I've been looking forward to ever since the start of this picture. So soon. Won't have to wait for too much longer. Okay. Man, I sometimes I forget just how high contrast this rose bush is with the red and the green next to each other. I'm definitely gonna have to use my lighting to make sure it doesn't call too much attention to itself. Right now, I think it's maybe a little bit too needy for attention, and I don't want it to be quite that needy. But I think it'll be quite easy to fix with some proper lighting. So I'm not particularly concerned about it. I think that's ultimately why I never really talked about it, but yeah, the red and the green here, very complementary, like if I were to invert the colors here. I guess they're a little bit more purple, but they still get pretty close. Like, what color are you guys? A little bit more blue. Complementary colors in digital are a little bit different than in real life. Oops, I grabbed the wrong color. Okay. This is also why as you get further away, you see I'm caring less about the color contrast here. These are... it's a little bit hard to tell each individual leaf apart over, like, in this corner, for example. I don't want them to draw too much attention to themselves. They're not that important. They're important enough for me to give some attention to rendering them, but they're not that important. They need to kind of stay out of the way, make sure that they're not taking attention away from the character. They are just there to enhance the character and make her look better. That is their purpose. So I want to make sure that they're kept in check and that they're very aware of their purpose. Okay, so I think we're ready for the next group of leaves now. I still look at it and sigh, and I'm just like, oh god, there's so many, but not quite halfway through. But we're getting there. I'd say overall it's going pretty well. And I think I'm managing to avoid getting too stuck on things. These, in a lot of places, are pretty roughly rendered. And I do think that's how it should be. And I'm not going to put any details like leaf veins or anything like that on here. If they were a little closer, more foregroundy, I might. But I think just having them just like this is perfect. This is where I'm glad that I looked over at Artist Senpai and saw just how messy his roses were. Very, very messy roses. And the reason I'm glad that I looked at, even though, you know, messy probably could be taken as an insult, I don't think so. They still look really good. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised that if he did detail them out and make them a little bit less messy, that they'd probably look worse. And I just would not be surprised if that was the source of some of my current issues of just, you know, sometimes I think I try too hard. It's okay. Bring the focus into what's important. put just enough work into everything else. It'll actually look better. Yeah, this is one very strong takeaway I'm getting from this picture. Because there have been times where I'm just like, okay, let's do less, actually. And it did indeed look even better than some of my more detailed stuff. Okay. So let's see, I think those are the spots that I want to gradate. So now we'll go back to the other brush and I'll start getting those other areas. These are actually cast shadows, but this guy, I think I want to pull up a little. Wrong layer. I'm going to pull him up just a little here. There we go. Leave a little bit of the nice little brush strokes and texture there. I do think it looks nice. And this one kind of looks like it has a little bit of a flip to me, so I'm putting a little bit of that flip, like, right in there. Okay. And so now it's just a matter of smoothing out all of the leaves again. Okay. All of the leaves. All of them. It's okay. I just have to tell myself that I'm almost halfway through. I'm almost halfway through them. Almost. I'm getting there. It is what it is. It's okay. They'll look good. And I do think that they are necessary to realize the vision. So here we go. Alright, this one's... Yeah, I was gonna say, that part looks a lot darker. So I want to make sure I get the right colors in there. Oh yeah, that's nice. I like this little bud. I think it's very cute. I am on the wrong layer. There we go. Having to switch between the layers is a little bit annoying, but it's fine. I think it's still easier to handle like this than, you know, dealing with masking shenanigans on the roses. Okay. So I'm gonna get all the leaves kind of in here, probably up to that guy, and then I'll move on to the next clump. Or rather than I'll do the cast shadows, then move on to the next clump. I do think that this is probably the hardest part remaining. And I only have to do it once. This is not something I'll have to do again over on the other side, so I am happy. Once I'm done here, I will be free. It's not gonna be like Frills, where I'm gonna walk into Frill Hell again. No. Once I'm done with the leaves here, I am free. And we'll be able to get a nice dose of symmetry with it all, and it'll be great. And I will be pleased. I can already see myself going, once I'm all done. See it within my imagination there. Hello there, Death Guardian. Welcome back. We're drawing leaves today. So many leaves. Yeah, that's alright. You know, come when you're able to. All is well. I think I'm gonna get the shadow while I'm here, actually. Oh, very nice. Where did you go? Oh, very nice indeed. Yeah. All right. My daughter really wants to go to the beach sometime. I hope I'm able to take her someday. I think she'd like it. Oh, did you have fun? Okay. That's good. Well, welcome back. I hope you'll be able to have a nice time at home, too. Yes. It is nice being able to sleep somewhere familiar. Alright, let's see. This leaf, I think I want it to be a little bit softer than some of the other ones, but not quite soft enough to make me want to break out the airbrush. Let's keep things a little less, I don't know, gradated, overly smooth. Whatever term best describes that. I do want to make sure the colors flow together well. Fortunate. Traffic is the worst. Okay, there we go. Then I can get that little center part that I want to exist there. There we go. Gently, gently, gently pull it back over. Pull it out until the colors are good, and I think that is fine. So I can move on to the next leaf. Oh, you're not a top leaf. Oh, something something about revenue. I don't really pay attention because I'm not monetized. I am okay with being dead weight. I am just here having a good time, and what Twitch does, as long as they keep letting me stream, then it'll be fine. And even if they don't, I'll just stream on YouTube. Oh, that. Okay, yeah, that I especially don't care about. I don't care about AI. I'm fine with training computers. I personally would like computers to get smarter, so it's all good. I don't think that LLMs are gonna go anywhere, though, so... Yeah. Well, I say, I mean, I really don't care. I really don't. This is why I never talk about AI on the channel, because it's like, I don't care, and it's charged, and just pisses people off. So, who cares? I just want to draw my pretty leaves. We're gonna draw some nice leaves, and then we can go and do some happy trees. Yeah. Much better than worrying about, I don't know, random stuff. Let's draw some nice leaves. I think they're looking really good. It's Twitter. They have meltdowns over everything. Like... Okay, there we go. I think we're about ready for cast shadows here. I want to touch up this guy just a tad, though. There we go. Okay. Let's see. So now I just want to touch up these. Oh, I missed a spot there. You know, I keep missing the spots kind of in the corners. I'm gonna have to watch that. I don't want to keep missing spots. That seems rude to my poor little leaves. I don't want to leave them all behind. They're doing their best and being leaf-like and cute. And I just keep neglecting them. It feels very rude. Okay. Now with that fixed, I can go and get the cast shadow here the way I want them. And we'll have some nice little shadows dancing across my nice little leaves. Okay. Oh, that's right. I don't switch there. That part is just for whatever shadow color I happen to be using right now, and I do think I want the dark one for over there. Okay, and then over here we're gonna have lighter shadows. Let's see, what color do I use? That one looks fine. I'm gonna let these guys rest on the leaves. Oops. And there we go. Okay. And I don't quite like some of the smearing I did here, so let's fix it. And let's see, I didn't miss any spots down here, did I? Doesn't look like it. All these guys are looking pretty okay. This is looking okay. So, alright. I think we're good to go. A little further up. I want to adjust this little shadow here just a tad. Yeah, that looks really good. And then, let's see, from here, I'm gonna need to make sure I get the right color for that, because it's a different one. This one should be fine. We'll draw in some more nice shadows. Okay. Oh, I don't have the right color there. I do want just a tiny little shadow peeking out there, I think. Just a tiny little thing. But besides that, go in. And just kinda buff out things here. Get that blended a little more nicely. I don't quite like it. And I think that this area down here needs to have a little bit of a stronger shadow. There we go. Okay. And then I guess this is just buffing out this whole mess of leaves here. Just so it doesn't look quite so ugly. Okay. It's something to make it look a little more interesting, I guess. Maybe a little bit less stark here and there. Alright. I had the wrong color selected again. It keeps happening. Okay, and I missed a spot there. Let's see. I want to fix some of these shadows up here, though. These are way too dark. In fact, I think I can get rid of most of those ones entirely. We'll just kind of let things blend together a little bit more. I'll keep a little line there. I think that's fine. Some of this is just really, really dark and I don't like it. Okay, so where's that spot I missed? I know I missed one. No, there it is. Okay. I'm just like, I was just looking at it. Where the hell did it go? Right here. There we go. I think that is sufficient. So I just got a few shadows just right up here. And I do believe that is all of them. So we can move on to the next clump. And I think at this point, I'm like halfway there. I'm already tired. Freaking leaves, man. It's okay. It's fine. Alright. I wouldn't have it any other way. I want the leaves to be here, so I gotta draw them. All there is to it. And we'll be very delicate, make it nice and soft and leaf-like. Slowly but surely, I'll just make my way across, and then we'll have nice leaves, and it'll be wonderful. Or so I tell myself. Okay, there we go. I think that has the texture I want it to have. And now we can just keep going. And get the little tiny highlight on this leaf. I think that the light here is actually weak enough that I would like that to gradate a little bit more. So let's get the airbrush and just really, really smooth it out. There we go. I think something like that is perfect. Okay. And all of this, well, no, this isn't cast shadow. This is cast shadow merging with whatever's going on here, so let's make it nice. Get the leaves doing all the leaf things. It'll be fantastic. Okay, there we go. That's all cast shadow, so I'm not going to worry about it yet. That'll be for later, once I kind of finish off this clump. Oh, that's not the right color. Alright, there we go. Go ahead and just make this transition a little smoother. I still want the edge to be fairly hard. I just want it to be a little smoother than that. Kind of the same with here, where the light is just kind of catching the edge of it. Okay. Stream recursive keynotes. There we go. I do wish I knew why my nose itch. I haven't gotten around looking up why that might happen. I'm kind of curious about it. I'm wondering if there's if it's a common enough phenomenon that people have tried to study it and try to figure out why the hell this happens. It's like, I'm wondering, is it some amount of like performance stress or something? Do surgeons get itchy noses while they're operating? I am curious. It seems like it'd be really bad if that was the case. Yeah, I definitely don't want to be that guy. That'd be terrible. So this is where I'm happy that I'm just streaming and drawing. No. Nothing bad happens if I accidentally mess up a stroke. It's fine. I just hit Control Z. Alright. But there we go. I think this one's almost there. I just want it a little smoother, just right through here. We'll have a good leaf. I think that's a pretty good leaf. Let's see, I think I want to... Actually, you know what? I don't want that to be a super gradation. I want to carry this part up. There we go. Okay, that's a good leaf. And I think that this is a good point to start worrying about the cast shadows again. So let's get them. I don't know why I have such a dark spot right there. I don't think I approve. I think I know what I was trying to do, but I don't think I like it anymore. I think my past self was wrong. Okay, let's see. This part is going to be interesting. I'm not quite sure how I want to handle this part. Oh yeah, and I should hide the Katya for a little bit, because I do actually kind of have to care about what things look like here. Because this is going to be mirrored to the other side, and her hand is not covering things on the other side. It just isn't. So I gotta make sure that this part looks good if I want to mirror it. And I do. I want to be as lazy as possible with the background here, while still making sure it looks good. and conveys what I want to convey. And that means only drawing it once! Please God, don't make me have to draw more leaves. I don't want to do that. I really don't. Always. Always. Okay, there we go, and I think that looks pretty good. So I'll get this one now. And I think that's fine. So I'll turn Katya back on for a little bit. Actually, you know what? No, I won't. She's gonna be off for a little bit. Until I finish up the leaves in this area. Because, you know, she'll get in the way. Let's see, I think I can just do this little part with the airbrush. I don't feel like switching brushes. Okay, and right there, I do like that little bit of light. I do think it looks good. But it can be just like this. Okay, and then it's just a matter getting all these spots on the ends just right. There's just lots of little shadows here. And all I have to do is carve out where I think the shadows should go. I don't know what's going on there. I think it's a little bit too dark, honestly. I think I was probably trying to show that it's turning away from the light, but let's just make it a little smoother. There we go. It was a little bit dark. Okay, and then those parts were covered by Katya's hand, so I think that's why I ignored them. I'll do them now before I finish off cast shadows in this area. Yeah, I totally forgot that I couldn't let Katya block these since her hand will not be covering things on the other side. So I gotta make sure to draw everything nicely. It'll save me a lot of trouble in the long run, so it's fine. Okay. Just want to smooth out this edge a little bit here. Drawing it with a very, very light touch to accomplish that. And then need to do something similar up there. Okay. Then I'm gonna get this leaf too. Before I forget. And the one above it, probably. I'll just grab all of those before I go back and fix the cast shadows again. Alright, and I think the light is more coming from the bottom at this point. This entire area definitely has a lot of light flooding into it, but I do think that the stronger source is near the bottom at this point, so I'll favor the bottom when it comes to lighting it. And go from there. Hello there, Shelby. Welcome. Okay. So now I just want to get that little bit of light in there to show that the leaf, you know, it's slightly, just slightly folded. It's a gentle fold though, so I don't want there to be too much contrast here. There we go. I think that's sufficient. This one I think I'll just keep fairly flat though, so I think I'll actually use the airbrush for that. And just fade out that edge to nothing. And I think this will be the last one I get before I go and what's the word? Yeah, go take care of the cast shadows. Sometimes I forget what I'm trying to say in like mid-sentence and it's weird. Happens more often than I like to admit. Oh, thank you. I worked pretty hard in it. I drew and rigged it myself. Yes. So thank you very much. I don't know, I try to make my words word as best I can, but words are hard. Words are very hard, and that's good. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it there. Let's go ahead and do some more cast shadows. Whee! I'll just smooth out all these tiny little shadows around here. We'll get them all there, make sure that they're all looking pretty and whatnot. And that'll be it for this clump. Yeah, we're almost there. Let's see, I still got a few up here that need a little bit of touching up. But I think I can make these ones a little thinner here. It's almost like there's supposed to be two leaves here, and I did not shade it like that, so I am going to fix that. There we go. Now it's one leaf. You know, as always, it's like this is my universe, so I get to decide what things are, and they don't get a say. I make all those choices. It is my choice. So that's one leaf now. Alright, and I think that's it for that clump. Almost there! The top is coming! This is not a game. This is art. I am drawing. So right now, I'm just drawing a bunch of leaves. So right now, I'm working on the background for this image. I've got most of the character drawn, so I'm just working on the background. She is hidden right now because she's kind of in the way, but, yeah, so I'm just trying to finish up the background, the last little bits of it. And as backgrounds that I draw go, this one's really simple, so I wanted to keep it simple. So I'm getting close to being finished with it, and I'll be quite pleased once I am. Because then I can do lighting, and I'm so excited for the lighting. I have been looking forward to doing the lighting for this one for so long, but I've had to be patient. Oh, that's fine. You know, you can draw whatever you want. Drawing is fun. No? I don't think so. I think drawing is fun. Drawing is great. It's a great time. Love coming on here every week to draw for the internet. It's beautiful. Okay, now I kind of have to figure out what I want to do with this one. Oh, doing the lighting part. No, doing the lighting is like one of the most satisfying things out there. I am legitimately so excited for it. I want to do the lighting. How long have I been drawing? Depends on how on your definition, really. I'd say that I got serious maybe in the past 5 years, but I've been drawing for like 20. Just, you know, on and off. So I'd say that I probably started like 20 years ago, got more serious in the past 5. And hello there, Ian. And it's no problem, you know, you can stay as long as you want. And you can leave as soon as you want. It's all good. Stream should be fun. But thank you. Glad you think it looks nice. Nice. Well, I hope you keep drawing. Drawing is a good time. Hello there, Agoma, and it's so far so good. We're doing leaves. So, you know, it is what it is. It's okay, when there's lots of detailed stuff to do, yeah, it is what it is. It takes a little while, but it looks good, so it's fine. And I'm not gonna worry about it. I only go slightly insane, so it's okay. And look, I'm already almost to the top, so all is well. Okay, let's just get this lit a little more nicely here. I have a vision for this leaf. And that's dangerous, but I have to do it now. I want it to curve in a specific way. I always say it's dangerous because it's like it's a stupid leaf, and I'm trying not to let it call more attention than it deserves, but nonetheless. Nonetheless, once I have an idea, I gotta see it through, you know? It's important. I might use the airbrush to smooth some of this out. It's a little bit rough. Yeah, I think it's a little bit rough. The airbrush is a little bit easier to control when it comes to making things smooth. It has a tendency to get rid of all the texture, so that's why I was being careful about using it, but no, I need to smooth it out. I don't want to spend like 20 minutes on a single leaf, so we'll get rid of some of the texture, it's fine. There we go. Okay, I think that's fine. Well, thank you very much, Ian. Yeah, I've been working pretty hard on this one. I mean, you can see, it's like part 33 or something. I've been at this guy for a while. So I'm happy that I'm getting near the end. I'm still hoping that I finish it in time for Katya's birthday. I think I can. Let's see. With the way this one is going, I think I'll do this one instead of totally gradating it. Again, I have an idea for how this one should look. We'll go ahead and let it do leaf things. Okay, and let's see. I need to blend some of the other parts, but I just kind of want to get the basic colors in where I want them first, and then I can worry about which parts should be soft and which parts should be a little harder. Yeah. I probably could, but I still really hope I finish it. I think I can. Her birthday's like, what, October 10th, I think? I think I can do it. I might need to gorilla a few times, but this is just some fan art of a VTuber I like. I was in the mood to design an outfit, so I designed one for her, and I couldn't decide if I wanted to put her in a suit or a dress, so I said, screw it, let's do both. So, there we go. I can totally do it. I believe in myself. Yeah. So right now she's hidden because she's kind of in the way and I need to make sure I render all the leaves. But, you know, once I do that, I think for the most part I can keep her on for the rest. I just want to make it so that when I mirror the background to the other side, I don't have to do a bunch of redrawing, because that sounds like a pain, in order to compensate for the difference in her body shape and whatnot. Do I ever get my nails done? No. I have very little desire for these things, and I'm allergic to spending money. So I couldn't picture myself buying nail polish or hiring someone else to do nail polish for me. One of the few things that makes me question if I'm truly a woman. Do I breathe? Occasionally. No, I do need the money. Because I do like eating. But... and I do like keeping my house, and I think the government would get mad if I didn't pay the taxes on the house. But... I spend money on very little. Alright, there we go. That one I think I want to gradate a little bit more, though. So this time we airbrush it. Hell yeah! It's a good way to live, in my opinion. See, it means that I can make the starving artist income. And be fine. See, I have nothing against money. I just don't like spending it. So I'm very choosy on what I spend things on. It's, largely computers and necessities. I do like my fancy computers. I'll admit to that much. Sure, let's go with that. The latest game I played. Well, on Fridays I play Atelier Ryza for stream. But I gamble $10 for a 1 in 4 chance of $100. I'd have to check the math on how that would work out. But if I only had one chance, probably not. My gacha luck is terrible. Uh-huh. That's fine. Like I said, I don't hate money. If I had the option to be rich, I totally would be. But, I don't want to do the things that would make me rich, so it's fine. I just won't be. That's really all there is to it. If I could get money for free like that, that would be fantastic. But for now, I paint stuff, and it's nice. If only I had one. Okay, this is another case. I have a vision for this leaf, so I need to see it through. But it's coming together. We're messing up this one a little bit, but it's okay. I'll fix him after. He'll be okay. Trust. Don't worry, I'm a very trustworthy person. I'm kind of in the middle. I mean, if I've drawn it a lot of times, like, I can generally draw it without reference, but if I'm drawing something new, I will always make sure I know what it looks like first. Because, I mean, you can't draw something if you don't know what it looks like, and all reference is making sure you know what it looks like. Reference doesn't mean you have to copy the pose one-to-one, I mean... Or just how it's situated or anything about it. It just lets you know, oh, this turns like this. And so I should draw this when I go to draw it. Okay, let's smooth this leaf. We're getting there. I might need to airbrush this a little bit. Yes. I use a drawing tablet, I plug it into my computer, and then I draw on it. So I'm not sure how to answer that question. Yeah, that's why I said yes. Okay, there we go. I think that looks okay. And then I think I want to add just a tiny bit of light out at the bottom here. I'm gonna mess up that one a little bit, but that's okay. It'll be worth. There we go. That's a nice leaf. The dark magic known as software. Yes. What kind of tablet is it? No, this is just a Wacom Intuos Pro. So it's just a normal tablet. I don't like screen tablets because then my hand gets in the way, and that's annoying. I don't like it when my hand gets in the way. So I just prefer to use a tablet without a screen. I actually did get a laptop that I could draw on, but I've been having trouble using it because my hand gets in the way, and it's terrible! I hate it! Yeah, why can't I just paint directly with my mind? It would be so much easier. I'm sure I'll get used to it someday, but, oh man, is it gonna take some time. And I haven't needed to use it quite as much. I think as my kids get bigger and I don't have to watch them quite as closely when they go to the park or something, I might take it to the park to draw. But otherwise, it's like, no, I'll just always draw on this because my hands don't get in the way. And it's just so much easier. I don't know how people can draw on screen tablets. Okay, let me find that kinda off shadow here. This way I have a proper bend. No, I don't want to do that with the airbrush. That looks terrible. Okay, let's try again. Oh, I've already been alive for 14 billion. What's another 300? It'll be fine. Oh no, I mean, I suppose I should say, when I say I don't know how people can do it, that's hyperbolic. I totally understand. People just have preferences, even if I find them strange. I haven't gotten any scams like that recently. Typically, I only get commission scams. It's one of the reasons I don't do commissions. It's really, really demoralizing when the only people that contact you about, you know, art are people that are just trying to scam you out of money. And it just affected my mental so hard that I just couldn't do it anymore. Oh yeah, it was terrible. And eventually I was like, you know, now I don't have to pretend like they're people, and I can just say no. Beautiful. I kind of feel bad for people in India now, because it's like, oh yeah, look, I'm getting a commission request from somebody from India. This is totally legit. Pain. It's gotta be a pain trying to legitimately commission someone when you live in India now. Well, I mean, what really sucked is that I got most of mine off of, like, Instagram. So... So every time I'd, post some art, I'd get, "Hello, are you available for commission?" And it was funny, the last art that I posted on, I still upload to the DeviantArt page I made, like 20 years ago. So I keep getting like, "Oh yeah, hey, you sold a thing, and if you don't claim it, your account will be locked, and you'll never get money again." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay, delete, report as spam." But, I got it on the one picture there 12 times. In 2 days. Yeah, there's lots of reasons not to use Discord anymore. Why I generally don't. Why I don't have a Discord server, one of the many reasons. Life is hard. This is why I just want to draw my happy little leaves and be happy. Let's draw some nice leaves. I do like them. I do think they look nice. Okay. But look, I can see the end. I still have to go back and do the cast shadows for all these, but at the very least, it's almost done. And then I will be free from leaves. Until lighting, but... lighting won't be that bad. Lighting's never that bad. Lighting always feels great. Even if I have to go over hair and foliage again. So excited, man. I still don't think I'll be able to get to it today, but soon. I think I might be able to get to it next week. I wouldn't be surprised if I finished at least, like, if not the entire background, sans lighting, probably a good 90% of it. The background is just super simple, so. Are you heading off, Ian? Well, thank you for stopping by, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Man, I don't even know where to begin pronouncing that name, but hello there, new poster. Did I just call you I will, speak snake here. Well, we draw some nice little leaves. I have a vision for this leaf too, so I gotta get it right before I stop. It's easier to get a particular vision for the bigger ones. The smaller ones, I'm just like, everything's fine. But for these bigger ones that are in the light, I'm just like, ooh, no, I want them to fold in a particular way. And I want for this, this, and this to happen, and yada, yada, yada. So, I poke at them a little bit longer. So far, I think it's been worth, though. I think they look good. Using just a tiny bit of airbrush for this, just to make sure that this fades off properly. And then I'll go back to this guy to get the parts that I don't think should have such a smooth edge. I think that's fine. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna head all the way up here. We'll go ahead and finish this batch of leaves here. And then I'll do the cast shadows, and then I will be free. You know, that's gonna be so nice, because I've been doing foliage for like the past 3 streams. Not the entire stream. I did a couple of other things, like other stuff with the window and whatnot. You're not on that layer. You're a top leaf. Okay. But nonetheless, I feel like I've been doing foliage for a while, so I'm gonna be really happy to be done with it. Okay. I just want to get this one not fully gradating, but a little bit more smooth. There's a bit of banding on it that I don't like. So I do think I will use the airbrush to kind of smooth that out. Wrong color. There we go. Okay, that's better. Now we just gotta get this little light in there, all smoothed out. But looking at it, I think this is the last big leaf. The rest are pretty small. This one doesn't even have any particular lighting on it. I think it should, actually. Oh, are you a... No, you're not a top leaf. I'm not on the top. I am not on the leaves layer. Okay, I do think that this guy should have a little bit of light through here. Just a little, though. Rest is cast shadow, so I will save it for later. We can go back to the big guy here. While I get that little dent that I like and kind of fade out the side there. And just go from there. Oh boy. Yeah, I think that shows where I want the fold to be. Do I have the wrong color? I think I do. No, I don't. We're good. I was concerned for a second there, but no, I think I got the right one. And now, let's see. I want these 2 colors, and I want this middle spot to be a little bit more like that. And then I just gotta fade out the side there, and... yeah, besides this part right here that I think looks bad, the rest looks great, and I think we're about there. Phew! Okay, so... yeah, there's only like 2 leaves left here. I guess it's more like 4 now that I look at it, but a lot of these only have cast shadow texture on it. I just want this to be just a touch softer there. There we go. Okay, I think that's good. And now I just get the shape that I want there. And that one's good. Once again, I think that this guy just has a slight turn toward the light there, so just want to make sure that plane change is expressed properly there. But that's all it really needs. So now I'm gonna get this guy, and this guy is pretty straightforward. He's got a little light there. That just kind of needs to be faded out a little bit, and then a little shadow here. kind of the same here, where there's just a little light here, and then a little shadow on the other side. Very easy. Very simple. And I think that's all the leaves, so let's go do their cast shadows, and then I will be free! Yay! I've been looking forward to this day. And I can leave Foliage hell! I might touch up the roses a little bit, I'll see. Depends on my mood. I'm not sure how much I care, if I'm being honest. Maybe sounds like a really terrible way to put it, but I think it's healthy. I say I missed a spot, but I actually do think it's healthy. I gotta pick my battles better. Make sure that the areas I invest the most time in are the areas that actually need it. I think it can be easy to get caught up on details like this. I just keep noticing a couple of areas that I've missed. There we go. Okay, I missed another leaf. I'm doing my best to try to make sure I don't rush, but man, is it hard sometimes. I don't even know where I was going with this leaf. Okay, well, I better pick a direction and just call it good. And I think this works, so I'll roll with this. But past self, what did you have in mind with this guy? Or were you just drawing random shapes? Because I could totally believe that. That sounds like something I'd do, honestly. And just say, yeah, future self can figure out how it's supposed to go. It's fine. I want here to be nice and soft, but I do like there being a little bit of a harder edge. I think that looks nice. I'll just fade this out just a little bit more, and I think that's fine. Let's go ahead and give it just a tiny light right over here. Which means that this guy will have to have a tiny light too. That's kind of the nice thing. I can change my mind as many times as I want. And even if a particular thing wasn't there, if I think it looks good, I can put it on if I want to. But only if I want to. Good luck, friend. It's okay, it'll all be worth it in the end, just like me, drawing a million leaves. God, I cannot smooth that out. Let's cheese it. Airbrush time. Okay. Almost satisfied. There's just a little corner down here that I don't quite like. Once I get that little corner, I think we're good to go. Okay. Back to cast shadows. Man, I've really put one this dark here. I'm kind of surprised, actually. Anyway, I want to get this guy's. And then I'll move on and do the rest. Right. Okay. So all the ones over here are going to be super simple. I want to get the ones down here first, actually. These ones are a little bit more important. They're the areas in the light, so I want to make sure that they all look really good. Because these are the areas that people are going to be more likely to notice, I think. And yeah, I do think that this one is just a little bit too dark, so I'm going to lighten it up a bit. There we go, that looks much better. And I can kinda lessen a few of the shadows here. Some of them I can kinda make vanish entirely, I think. These ones I think I'm cool with being a little bit darker. You are a top leaf. There we go. I see, yeah. Yeah, it sounds pretty cool. That's why I say, you know, it's alright. It'll be worth it. They just gotta power through it. Just like drawing a million leaves. Don't worry, it'll be great once you figure it all out. But art is hard, even if it's game design. Especially if it's game design. I actually think game design is harder than drawing. Maybe not all aspects of the development, but the design part, very, very hard. Yeah. It's alright, you'll get there. I believe in you. Okay, let's see. Looks like we got some more top leaves that need a few shadows there. I do want one there, but I think I'll keep it out of the light. I'll just have it on the top there. Of course, through here is important. And then I see down here I have a darker colored shadow, which I do think makes sense. But I don't want it to be quite that thick. Not quite that thick. And right here I actually think is just a little bit dark, so I'm gonna lighten it up just a tad. Now I should be able to finish off this top one, which I do think makes sense to leave dark. And with maybe just a little bit of dark right there, just so that they blend a little bit more seamlessly. Okay, just a few left here. I can practically taste freedom already. It's gonna be great. I really can. It tastes good, let me tell you. Okay, and then we just get a few more shadows here and there, and did I miss any? Because I think it's done. Yeah, that seems fine. Alright, do I want to add any further shadows or anything to the roses? No, I think the rest of what they're gonna do will come with the global lighting, so I think that's fine. So I'll go ahead and just do the final touches on the vines here. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't even realize that there were vines here, but there are a few spots there. So I do have to touch them up a little bit. But I'm not gonna try very hard. They are basically fine. Just a little bit of touching up. Okay, that should be good. Just enough that they don't look out of place, basically. And we don't go that far over, so it's fine. Yeah, here's another one. And another one. But after this, I can copy everything over, and it'll just be ready. It'll just be ready for the lighting. So happy. I really am. God. Drawing this much foliage is kind of exhausting. It's a lot, man. It's so much. Okay, and then I see a little bit over here. But I wanted a thorny vine, and while I ended up drawing a lot of leaves instead, because when I actually looked at rose bushes, they had, like, a ton of thorns on them. Or not a ton of thorns, a ton of leaves. Oh yeah, I mean, I find some of the things that are just not hard, but just kind of tedious, to almost be harder than some of the things that are actually hard. You know, sometimes, depending on your mood. I have a pretty high tolerance for tedium, which is why I think I can draw a lot of complicated things like this, but nonetheless, it kind of turns your brain to mush, and then it becomes hard to think, and you're prone to making mistakes, or at least I am. That's kind of what happens to me. So I always gotta be careful with it. Okay. There we go, all done. Alright. And I won't merge things together or move them to the other side just yet, just in case I decide I want to make any changes. I want to give myself 1 week to not look at this, so I can look at it next week with fresh eyes. And make sure that I'm happy with this and that there's nothing I want to change. And I think at this point we can turn Katya back on. Although I do think I will have to hide the cape and skirt again. Alright, but before I do that, I want to make some of the small changes that were bothering me about the window. So first, it's the trees. There's just a couple of tree things that I just wasn't quite happy with. So I decided I don't like any of these trees at the top. Yeah, I don't like any of them. Up here, I'm actually kind of debating myself, but I don't like the ones over here, so I'll call that. And then down here, I still don't like these guys. I think they go up a little bit too high. Okay, and now I do need to go and hide the Katya cape. Since the one on the other side is translucent, so I kind of need to care. So let's see, where is that? Yeah, it can be easy to get overwhelmed by a lot of the small things, but when it comes down to it, you just gotta do it. One silly resource file at a time. Okay, yeah, I think this looks way better. So there we go. In terms of where the trees are, I should say. If anything, I think I could get away with just a little bit more down at the bottom there. So where are my trees? I'll just... Is this? Oh, right, because... That's right, I need to get the colors from the leaves. Otherwise they'll be washed out and ugly. Okay. So something like that. I'll add the leaf texture later. But the other thing I wanted to fix was the gradient on the kind of sunset thing I got going here. I want it to be a little bit less. Basically, I want more light at the bottom there. Let's see. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. No. Okay, no. But there we go. I just wanted the area by her face to be just a little bit lighter. So, there's that. And now... yeah, now I think it's time to go in and do the window. So I don't think, even if I do make some small changes next week, I don't think I'll change the shape of the leaves at all. So I think what I got going here is just how it's going to look. I'm going to try one more time to find the center here and see if I can shade both sides at once, and if I can't, I will be sad, but that's when I stop trying to just shade things all at once. Okay, I'll be able to make it work. Okay, so I see that we are a little far to the left here. That looks pretty good. Let me see if this is accurate. This is my test for accuracy. I'm just going to take a nice bright color here, and I am going to rub right up against this fish like I'm drawing a line. Why isn't it showing up on the other side? I have it turned on. Okay, that was weird. Because it's not centered, that's why. They're showing up behind it. But you can see now that I'm painting over here. So this is obviously not centered. What about here? No. It's still kind of favoring the left side there. Nope. Still need to move it a little bit to the right. This is promising. Let me see. I think it's still favoring the left side just a little, though. Which is weird, because this looks really lopsided. But the results don't lie. This is where the middle is, apparently. Okay, I'm gonna lock this so I don't lose it. Alright, but this looks very promising to me, so here's hoping that it's all good, and I'll go ahead and hide the decorations right now, because those are on different layers. Oh no, those I do want. Okay. Because right now, I'm just getting these cross beams. And I don't think I am going to do very much with them. I'm just going to kind of blur the edge very, very slightly. In fact, honestly, for this one, I think I could probably lock the layer and just use the Gaussian blur at, like, a radius of 1 pixel or so. Okay, 2 pixels. Yeah, I think that did it, actually. Cool. Oh wait, no, you have to be locked, because I don't want it to blur the outside, just the inside. There we go. And I think that's exactly what I want, so we're good to go. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that for my other one here, because this is all on separate layers. So that I might have to just do manually. Let me see, is it? You know what? I'm feeling pretty good about it. So if I take all of these and put them together... Okay, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit of fixing up. but I think if I do it like this, merge them all together, lock the layer, I can just blur instead. It doesn't quite work in every single area, but that's okay. That's still way less work than manually adjusting all those lines, so I'm gonna call that good. And I'm just gonna try to fix up the areas that need fixing. So, like, here's one. And then we have all these guys that should be going all the way to the edge. And I'll just correct where necessary, and we'll go about this in the laziest fashion possible. Like, I've already worked hard on everything else. I want to make sure that it looks good, of course. But if I can get it to work without having to manually go over every edge, that sounds fantastic. It really does. So now I only have to go over some of them, and I can get behind that. This is a fancy window, which makes it unnecessarily complicated. Because that's just what being fancy is, you know? It's just being unnecessarily complicated. Oh yeah, I think just touching things up will be way easier than trying to smooth out every single piece here. I'll just touch up some of those areas that don't look very good. And I think that will let me finish the window in significantly less time. Dogs do tend to be like that. This is why I like cats. I mean, cats can be needy sometimes too. But they tend to be a little bit less so. Also, I swear, cats are just the derpiest creatures on the planet, and they just have infinite gap moe, and I love it. Aw. Very cute. Okay, so right here got a little bit blurry. Let's de-blur that a bit. And I'm not sure what's going on here, but it looks strange. So let's fix that. See, even though I talk about being lazy, it's like... it's not laziness, it's just taking a better path. Alright, time to get the corner guys here. But yeah, I'm pleased. I think it's going pretty well. I thought this would take way longer. Because I was like, man, how am I gonna get the edges of all this looking a little bit nicer? It turns out the blur is my friend. Just blur it all evenly and then touch it up. It'll be great. Wrong color. I always say that. It happens way more than I like to admit, and it's true. It really does. Let's see, over here. I want to make sure that things are still looking good when her hand isn't in the way. I can just draw that directly on this side since I'm attempting to do everything with the mirror tool. I'm a little bit scared about doing it like that, but I do think if I can make it work, then that'll be the best. And oh man, would I love to finish the background today so I can just jump into lighting next week. I just want to do the lighting so bad. So bad! I can hardly stand it, man. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. That's why I'm not getting anything. I just want to make this a little bit less blurry because this is a strong separator. This is not something that's going to be turning toward the window. There we go, and let's get this transition a little bit better. I just want to make sure that all of these are flowing into each other the way they should. Some of them kind of aren't right now. This wasn't so bad on the main window. I didn't really have to worry about it there, but with all these little decorations, you know, the unnecessary complicated parts that makes it fancy. There are some things that I do kind of have to worry about. But okay, I think that kind of sums up that. And over here, just need to let this merge with over here now. And although I am not doing cast shadows from the character here, I think I can do cast shadows from the foliage. I think that's fine. I'm just thinking about how I want to handle it. Yeah, I'll use the dark color that I picked up here. Oh, and I missed a spot. I thought that I already got you. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that's all looking pretty natural, I think. So yeah, let's get the cast shadows from the foliage. I think they're pretty close to each other, so I'm not gonna put them very far away or anything. They'll be nearby. Which means a lot more things will probably cast shadows than you might expect. And we'll just go through real quick and make sure everything's accounted for. This one I think is actually like physically touching it right there. The rest are a little bit further away, so like this one, I'll put his cast shadow down there, and I guess I should hide Katya one last time, just to make sure that all the shadows here get mirrored properly. And I'll just carve out the shapes as I see necessary. Until they're all ready to go. Almost there. Almost. I think I still have a few cast shadows like on the table from the foliage. But I think that's the last time I'm gonna have to care about it until lighting. Very excited for that. I really am. I'm really just so excited for that. It's gonna be great. Can't stop thinking about it. I'm just like bouncing in my chair a little. Have to be careful not to bounce too much, otherwise I won't be able to draw, and that would just be unfortunate, so. Okay, let's turn Katya back on, or what's left of her at least. Okay. So I think that the sky is looking good. I just need to do the trees, and I changed my mind. I don't like that one. So I'm gonna get rid of it. Stretch. Okay. Alright, I am all for making less work for myself, so oops, I don't want things mirrored anymore. But it's okay, I actually don't want, like, anything up there. The window is the sufficient space filling. So okay, let's clean up the trees just a little bit. I'm not gonna do a ton of work with that. We're gonna keep it real rough. I think their edges are looking fine, so all I really need to do is, just kinda go over things. Make sure that all the pieces are where they belong, more or less. And just, kinda blend them in a little bit more nicely. So I think where I have things are all looking pretty alright. But I just don't like how kind of blobby and ugly they are right now. So it's just a matter of making them not blobby and ugly. I think that's kind of the important part here. Let's see. Yeah, let's get just this part in. Then I can go back over it with some of the light stuff again. I don't think I want to render this at 200%. I want to render this at 100%. I want to be looking at what the final picture will look like here. That's what matters at this point. I'm not getting detailed with the trees. I just want to make it clear that, yes, this is tree. Say hello to tree. I think there's probably a better way I can be doing this. Let's use a textured brush here. I don't know, can I make the watercolor brush look good? Probably not that one, but maybe this one. Maybe not. The other one looked way better. Maybe I'll just use my big texture brush and call it good. Because yeah, I think it'll take a while to do it with just a normal brush there, so let's be kind to myself and just use something with a rougher edge. So this way I don't have to make the rougher edge myself. Oh yeah, that's much easier. That's much easier. I'll just plop in those light areas. It'll be fantastic. I'm probably gonna have to go over this a couple of times, but this is pretty fast. So it should be okay. I think all will be well. Just gonna have to, you know, add and subtract, go through it, and it'll be great. I do have most of it drawn except for that bit that I added over here earlier. So I'll have to go through and make sure that this gets leafy textures and stuff. I'm not sure what's going on there. Is that just part of that group? Okay. Let's see. Get this color going in there. There we go. Now I can lock the layer again and get the lights going a little bit better. Get the midtones going a little bit better. There we go. All better. And I think I will kind of chop up the edges just a little bit here. I think that'll make things look a little bit more leafy. Sometimes you just gotta cut things up. It's great. Break up the silhouette a little bit, and I think that'll go a long way to make it look a little bit more leafy. I think I need to break it up a little bit more, so I'm gonna take my friend the hard round brush and go over it just a touch. I still don't really like Krita's leaf brush. For the things that need more detail, I just think it looks a little weird. And for things that need less detail, it's too much. So, I like to use it for placeholders. But I will pretty much always go in and do a bunch of tree painting myself afterward. I just think it looks better. Okay. So there we go. I think that's all looking good. Yeah, at least until it's, time to get the shadows back on. I'm kind of overdoing it with the lights right now because I want to be able to just carve into them with the shadows. And it just makes more sense to get all the lights down first. And then pull them apart with the shadows after. I think that'll be a bit easier to do. So I'm very much overdoing it on the lights right now, so that this way I don't have to switch colors a million times and just have a generally bad time. Okay. But now I think I've got enough lights down, so let's get the shadows in. Now we'll pull things apart like I was describing. That's kind of what this looks like. And I want some big, deep shadows kind of near the bottom here. Get some directional light in there. The same up here where I kind of picture another big clump up there. And I think that's sufficient, so I'm going to call that good. Now I just got to do the same thing to this tree. I think I overdid it just a bit though, so I'll go and add just a few more lights in there. And trees. Okay, now I gotta get the other trees that are a little further back. They aren't gonna get any dark shadows, nor bright highlights. They are just going to be kept, okay, I guess I was using the highlight here. But they are going to be kept dead simple, basically. Because as things get further back, you make out the details less and less. So, that's why they don't need as many colors. They just need less details, and so this is fine. As you can see that this time I actually didn't even lock the layer. I'm letting myself color outside the lines, and I think that works. So there we go. Trees done. Foliage finished. I am free. Now then, let's go and do the table. Yeah, I think that's... Well, it's not all that's left, but it's the last big thing. So I'll want the mirror back on for that. I really hope it's in the right spot. Let's do another test here. It is not. So that just means that something up there wasn't centered properly. I don't think I care enough to fix it right now, so... Let's find the new center point! Okay, I have to go pretty far to the side. I guess it's possible that it's this that's not centered. Okay, that's too far. Okay, a little bit too far. Then I just move it over a little bit again, and I brush right up on the edge here. This looks good. Okay. So this should get me what I need here, and I'm gonna leave Katya on. It'll probably make certain things a little bit more challenging, but it'll make other things easier because I won't be getting caught up in details that will just be covered up. So I think that's worth, so I will keep her on. Alright. Alright, these layers are separated. Let's put them together. Okay, so I'm just getting rid of the shadows here, that's fine. And I'm using the airbrush again because I want a nice, smooth transition. I want it to just gradate beautifully. And I'm not... right now, this color looks very light to me. And I do want it to be a little darker for the final version. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. That is a job for the global lighting, I think. So that's when I'll fix these areas that feel a little bit too bright. For now, I'll just blend in these colors here. So you can see this is why I didn't worry about getting those edges clean, because I knew I'd be doing this. And this is way easier, it's honestly really straightforward. So there wasn't any point in making it smooth earlier because, well, I was just gonna mess it all up. So, took it easy. Okay. Now look at this side. I had the wrong color there. Ooh. Oh, the layer's not locked. Oh, that's actually really bad. I'm gonna go way back then. I have both the wrong colors and the layer wasn't locked, so let's just try that again. Let's just start over. Fortunately, I was able to. Fortunately, I was able to do that. And now I'm wondering if for these guys, if I can just, once again, be very lazy and just slightly blur things. I know for these shadows, I'm gonna have to pull some shenanigans. But what about for everything else? What about for everything else? Yes, actually. Cool. So we'll keep things simple there. And what about for you guys? Okay, not so much with the handles. The handles I think I'm just gonna have to do. But for this detail there, I think just the slight blur is perfect. So let's get this part where I just kind of want to have things blended in a little bit. I'll need to put some more light areas into that in order to make it look right. But that's okay. That's actually pretty easy to do, so... I'm not even going to fully connect them. I'm just going to kind of push them in a little bit. And I think that will be sufficient for what this is. So here will be connected because it's up at the top. But the rest, I'm not even going to bother. And I think that that will do exactly what I want it to do, and I think that will look great. So far, I actually think it already is looking pretty good. Okay, and now I want to take shadow color here and kind of do the same thing, where we plop some shadows down underneath these places that I think will have some slight cast shadows. Gotta blend these guys in just a little bit here. Okay. And from here, there we go. I just want that to transition a little more nicely. Okay, so now I just gotta connect them properly here. But, you know, once again, I think that's actually a pretty straightforward. I really do. I think it'll be nice and simple. Just gotta go over a few of the edges. Still better than going over the whole thing, I think. And this is why I wasn't worried about whether or not I'd finish the background today, because... Or at least, you know, 90% of it, if not all of it. Because, frankly, the parts that were remaining... Well, I mean, look, it's super fast. It's gonna be mostly covered, so I'm not worrying too much about a lot of things I normally would. Makes it way easier. Okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty alright, so I just gotta do the same thing for the lower side. And I think that'll just kind of do it. I get the handles. And I think that'll do it. So then I just gotta kind of get this arch thing going around the side here. But once again, I think that I can probably just blur that. Then we can kind of do the last little wooden bits up in the corner. I got 30 minutes? Yeah, let's do it. I think I got this, guys. I think the background is going to be done today. Sans, you know, lighting shenanigans. I have the wrong color. That's okay. I can salvage it. I'm pretty happy. I really am. It's like we're almost there. It feels great. Just, you know, the kind of final little things going on here. Will I get to start the lighting today? I might. I might. At this rate, I legitimately might. Even if I remain patient and make sure I force myself not to rush. I might actually get to do the thing that I want to do. Hell yeah. Alright. So we get the top here. I think this goes all the way to the edge, so I'll go ahead and do that. And this guy just kinda stops part way. Even with that little bit of messiness, I think it is fine, actually. Like, that's not even me being excited and lazy. I think it's legitimately just fine. Okay, let's get the cast shadows underneath the trim here now. And I'll do the same for the handles. The handles themselves aren't going to be changing at all. The only reason I covered them up so hard before was just because it would have been harder to try to keep the shadows there instead of just letting them, you know, fall apart and then re-adding them after. So they're pretty easy. They're pretty straightforward. See? No problem. They're mostly back already. So by just, you know, letting myself destroy them, I can bring them back and they're better than ever. There we go. I think that's fine. So I think I'm gonna go finish off the handles here. And that will be it for this part. I don't want to overblend them since they're supposed to be kind of metallic. But I do think those edges are just a little bit too hard. And I'll probably add a few areas where I think they shine a little bit. Like kind of up here, for example. Put in a little bit of that metallic shine. As you can see, I'm not blending them a lot. Just want to blend them a little bit. Okay. I think that's probably good for the lights. Let's just get the shadows just a little here. Kind of fix up the parts where I put the shines on top there. I think right here will be a little bit smoother since it's round. Kind of the same with here. As you can see, I'm leaving a little bit more banding in than I normally did. I think that also helps with making things look a little bit more metallic. Also, I just kind of don't care. But I was a little more particular about the leaves because they are closer to her face. Down here, it's like, is anyone even going to look down here? I'm pretty sure this is just going to get covered up by her cape on both of them. Only reason I'm bothering even a little bit is because the cape is translucent on the dress side. But there we go. I think that's enough to not be distracting, so I'm gonna call that good. Okay. So now we blur that slightly, and yeah, I think that's fine. It does need a little bit of cast shadow from the leaves, though. Okay, I need to test to make sure that I am centered, though. Okay, I'm gonna have to go to a different layer this time. How unfortunate. Okay. Oh yeah, look how off-center that is. The white line is way the heck over there. So yeah, I gotta move it. Something just wasn't centered properly, and I'm not sure what it is, and I don't feel like finding it, so it is what it is. Oh yeah, I can't. Okay. I am just gonna have to draw this on one side and then mirror it over. Nothing to be done. There's no way I'm gonna find the center like this. That probably means I can't do mirrored cast shadows, but I'm gonna try. Just because it's such a simple thing, I think it'll be okay. We'll see if I regret my life choices in 5 minutes or not. But you can see, like, the vast majority of this is just in shadow, so it's like, I think it'll be fine. Okay, so I think that's good. Let's see, a little bit more down here. Alright, I need to... Yeah, see, it worked out. All is well. Okay. And... yeah, I think we're looking good down here. This will all look a little bit better once I go and finish the, what's it called? The global lighting. So now we'll get the cast shadows on the table here. Is the foliage mirrorable? No? Okay, I'll just draw it manually, it's fine. Okay, so now we gotta let the flowers sit on the table. Oh, and there's a little spot in the window I missed. Better get that too. There we go. Okay, her butt covers the other side, so that's fine then. Let's see. Table. Okay. And once again, I'm not worried about Katya herself. I will be doing that last. I will do that after I mirror it over to the dress side, since that will have a different silhouette and thus different cast shadows. This will let me save more work in the long run. So she won't have shadows for now. Okay, looks like the plants aren't quite mirrored properly, so I have to do a little bit of manual work. Just getting all these shadows in the right spot. That's alright. I'll make it work. It is what it is. I want it to look good, so I gotta make sure I draw it properly. Whine, moan, complain. Okay. Alright, there we go. Okay. So, that's that. I'm feeling pretty good about how the table and stuff is, so I think at this point I can turn all of Katya's layers back on, and we can stop making her look funny. Because I think the last background thing I have before it's time for light is up in the corner. Just further cast shadows from the plants up there. And then maybe a little bit of wood texture, but honestly I think that the Krita brush I have there is, well, it's not quite right. So I'll do it, but I think the Krita brush did the job, so I'll probably just use it. Keep things simple there. Just super simple. Let's see, how far away from this wall do I think you are? Probably, like, right about there. And then... I'm gonna want to make it a little more blurry, since I do think it's a little bit far from the wall. As the shadows get farther away, they do get a little bit blurrier. So I will blur them just a little here. Make sure that they have enough form that you can tell what they are from. Oh yeah, there we go. I think that's good. So let's get the other side. I'm just doing them separately since I can't seem to get things centered. Life is hard, but it's okay. There's not a lot to draw here. That makes it a little better. Okay, let's make this just a little more blurry. Okay. And I think that's fine. Wood pattern. Where is the wood brush? There it is. Okay. think it's a little dark. Okay, so let me try it with a light, kind of gray purple. Yeah, that's a much better color. Okay, there we go. I guess I'll carry it down here. Okay. Yeah, but I can make it look so much better. I mean, this side is completely unfinished. But, it's time for the proper lighting. And that's just gonna make such a huge difference. Like, it's gonna be night and day. Trust me. The lighting just makes everything better. Alright. So there we go. So I do need cast shadows from Katya herself. But I'm gonna get everything else done first, so this way I can just flip it over to the other side. Well, thank you very much. But it's okay, because now it's time to do that thing that will make everything look really good. It is time for the global light, and I'm doing Katya first. Background global light will come after, because I have been wanting to do this for, like, months at this point. So... since this is all going to end up kind of blended via airbrush and other things at some point, I'm going to just be very rough with it at first. I'm not gonna try that hard. Oh man. And I get to do subsurface scattering in elf ears. That's gonna be great. Just don't let her hear that I called them elf ears. Okay. I actually do want to touch up her face and hair too, but you know what? I'm gonna let myself have a little bit of fun right now, and I am just going to go in and decide where all this should be lit and stuff. Because I want to. I love the lighting. It is so good. Okay, and then... let's say the cave. Do I want it to be dark? Ooh, that's tough. That's gonna be science-worthy, so I'll leave it without for now. Because I do think I can do some pretty stuff with some... effects to make it look like the light is kind of shining through it. I think the bottom part, I probably do want dark, though. Even if I do let the light shine through up there. In fact, I think I'm just gonna do the same with her legs. With maybe just a little bit of rim light hitting right here. Separate the legs a little bit. And, like, here, too, to separate... that from the legs. Over here is naturally going to be very well lit. And... body there, that should definitely be dark. Arm, I think I will put a little bit of dark just in the middle, but nowhere else. Just a little. Hand, kind of same deal. There we go. Okay, so I think that's dark for first pass there. So now I need to get the lightest areas. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna do that yet. But yeah, I do like the little bit of just like looking like the light is gonna shine through the cape there. I'll probably do something similar with the cape down here still. Not the skirt though. The skirt does not get to be shiny. Just because I think it'll still look nice. everything up here. Oh, that's right. I have a little bit too much dark going on here. I wanted half her face to be in the light there with a little bit of extra lighting just kind of around the rim. That was kind of my intention there. Bright ears, naturally. Okay. Now I just make the light here nice. We get some of the edges here. I think the entire arm is just going to be light. I always work just really fast when I'm just kind of putting the basic idea down. Catch a little bit of light on the flower there, I think. And here. And yeah, on the neck too. Maybe not that much on the neck though. Okay, and then on dark areas, I think I want a little bit of light coming here and on the hand. So I'll just go back and forth and kind of fix up some of these areas and make sure that everything is just lit the way I want it to be. That everything still feels easy to see and easy to understand. Like, pretty much everything over here is going to be light. And in fact, I think I want a light spot in this. Just again, to make it look like the light is shining through it. Okay, so there we go. I think that's fine for the unsmoothed path. But let's start getting some of the light for the background too. Oh god, that already looks fantastic. It's like I did nothing beyond the basic placeholders, and I'm just like, ooh, shiny. It's wonderful. Okay, let me get the dark color from Katya again. Okay. So now I have my highlight color and my dark color. I'm probably going to tweak the colors a little bit. That's pretty normal. And I just want everything here just kind of dark. Pretty much everything. Alright. I might even add another dark layer just to make the very bottom just a little bit darker. I'm not sure yet. Let's see, then out here, I kind of want everything over here in the corners to be dark too. And this will be where I have to go through the foliage again, but that's fine. I've already gone through, what, 3 times? What's one more? Okay, and then I want to make sure that the window frame itself has no light on it, I think. Oh, no. No, I think I want it to have light. I just want it to also have dark. So that this way, you know, we get a little bit of that effect of the sunlight filtering through. I don't feel like having to, what's the word? Basically, I can select things and make it so I don't have to be quite as precise, and it'll just have all the stuff where it needs to go. And then I just color over it. Here we go. And I'll clean up the edges when the time comes. There we go. Okay, let's get it off the flowers. Perfect. Hello there, Hushoy. I am drawing Katya Sable, a Variance project. I like her lots. I think she's hilarious. And right now, I'm just doing some lighting stuff. Actually, that looks really good. Okay, I'm gonna keep that. In fact, in that case, maybe I do want a little bit of signs of the window frames on the flowers. I probably won't leave it this strong, but I'll go ahead and leave it there for now because, yeah, that actually looks kind of good. And I think if I take an airbrush to it and kind of erase certain parts, but keep some of the underlying frame there, that'll look really cool. Yeah, give them a little bit of a translucent feel. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. No, this is what she looks like. Both of the designs here are stuff that I did. I couldn't decide if I wanted to put her in a suit or a dress, so I said let's do both. This one is just closer to done. And then the stuff over here is from an artist I like, and I was like, okay, if I get stuck on something, I'm gonna ask Senpai for help, and I'll go look and see what he did. And it's been very helpful. I recommend it. Always ask Senpai for help, even if they're not actually there. And thank you. I've been working pretty hard on it. I'm kind of getting into the final states here. So I'm quite excited. Okay. Let's see, I don't know, the window feels a little strong right now. I kind of liked the colors I had, and I feel like the extra light there kind of destroyed it. So I'm gonna tone it back just a little, and maybe just add a little bit of a slightly lighter area around her. Oh, I had the wrong color. I was like, man, was it always that bright? No, it wasn't. There we go, now I can kinda take back the colors until I'm happy. Oh, dang it, I did it again. Keeps happening. Okay, it feels a little bit washed out over there. But something like that I think I'll be able to do. Okay, let's adjust the colors until I'm kind of happy with the balance of light and dark here. I think I want some of the shadows on Katya to be a little darker and some areas to be a little bit lighter. That'll be easier to do once I'm gradating things a bit. So, like, I want her face to be a little bit lighter. So I'll just use the airbrush to kind of get things going and make sure that I kind of like what I'm doing. There are a few spots I'm not quite so sure about, because there's some spots that feel a little bit too dark, and then there's some that feel a little bit too light. So I'm not quite sure how to reconcile that. I don't know, maybe it would look better if I just used the lighter shadow. Yeah, a little bit, and then... What about the light? Let's go mess around with some colors. Because right now, the picture's not singing yet. I gotta wait for the picture to sing to me, to know that I have done everything right. I think this is probably just gonna get a little bit of extra stuff on it, so I'm not too concerned with that part. I want to look at just the rest of her. Right about there, I do think it's a little bit better. Nah, it looked better with darker shadows. Let's put the dark shadows back on. Okay, so I'll have to figure out the right balance of everything, but I think these colors work. What about the background? Let's go check on that. Like, I don't want to lose all of the detail to shadows. But I don't want things to be too strong either. Like I said, I just gotta wait for it to sing to me properly. Once I can hear the song of the picture, then I know I'm good. But right now I can't yet. There's still something that just doesn't feel quite right. Okay, I think I know what it is, though. So let's see. I better get my new shadow color before I start painting things. But much like I did with the foliage, where we see a little bit of the window peeking through, I think I want to do something similar with her hair. And that might get me the last piece here. I have an eraser, not a... No, I have the thing. Why does it look like I'm erasing it? Okay, no, that's just me hallucinating, it's fine. I don't know if that works. I tried. I don't know, there's something there. It definitely doesn't work in the ears, so I'll definitely have to get rid of that, but right here might be kind of interesting. And this might be another case where I just kind of have to change the highlight color around the face. That's pretty normal. Let's see. This is always the part I'm really excited for, because this is when things start to look good. But sometimes it takes me a little bit in order to get it to look like really, really good in the way that I want. And right now, certain parts of it just feel really dark, actually. Which is why I made the shadows lighter, but then that looked better with the shadows lighter? And so I'm slightly confused, or shadows darker, rather. And so I'm slightly confused at the moment. I'm trying to figure out, where did I go wrong? Why am I still unsatisfied? Like, this is fantastic. The way it hits the flowers, that's great. All this is great. So it is something strictly about Katya herself. What is it? Because I don't think the lighter shadows help. No. That's just imprecise placement. That's very much just imprecise placement. That's not compositional. And I expect everything to look off at this point because I haven't fixed it. It's not that kind of off. It's the kind of off that I'm just like, okay, I better think about this a little bit more, because otherwise I'm going to be sad once I finish it and I still don't like it. Because after a while, the picture starts singing to me. And then it's like everything comes together and it's great. So let's see if I can figure out what that thing is the last few minutes that I've got here. Because it'd be nice to just dig into everything here. I'm being a little softer with things than I normally would be because I'm wondering if that has something to do with it, where because I use the hard brush in order to place everything, it's like, is this not working with how I see the rest of the picture? Is there a disconnect? Oh, right, I can't do that. Is there a disconnect? Do I need to fix that? So, you know, I figure it's worth a shot. Let's see, do I have the right color on this one? I don't think I do. Yeah, I don't. Okay. So I'll soften it up a little bit and see if that fixes some of my problems. It's worth a shot. Maybe get it a little bit more accurate to how it'll look in the end. I don't think so. But certain parts of it probably also require a little bit more of a delicate touch. It's okay, I'm musing. I'm not asking for help. I don't think anyone can help me. Even if Da Vinci himself came and was like, maybe try this, I'm not convinced he would help. Because, you know, some things are just things you gotta figure out for yourself. But something just doesn't feel right yet. It's like sometimes all the good stuff comes right away, but sometimes I'm gonna have to fiddle with it until I figure it out. This is normal. It's helping though, so yeah, that's probably part of the issue at least. Yeah, I think it's probably helping a little bit. And then a little bit of light kind of under here. I'll smooth out over here just a little. We get a little bit of light in the back of the leg here, just a little bit. I don't know, I think he's considered an old master for a reason. Okay, let's kind of soften some of that. Maybe add just a touch of light on the back here. Just a touch. A little bit more over there. And on the arm here, we'll get the dark part a little bit softer. Okay, and a light here. I want to get some of the hints of the folds in there. Let's see, and then the light on the flower. A little bit more like that, I guess, and... Okay, no, I think I'm getting somewhere. I do. And then if I go back to the dark and over here, just kind of erase a little bit in the back of her head here. It's true, they do. Okay, that's something. I want to soften that line there. It's going into her outfit strangely. Okay, no, that should be okay. Let's see. Okay, I think I can get behind this. I think the rest might just have to come from color correction. Let me see if I'm right. Okay, so let's add maybe... Where are you? Well, this kind of fixed the rest of what I'm having a problem with. Not that. Let's see. Oops, this is another thing I like to do. We're doing a little bit of weird post-production stuff before it's ready, but that's fine. It'll let me see how things kind of shake out at the end. Make sure that everything is working out the way I hope. Man, my colors are actually pretty okay, aren't they? Normally they need at least a little correction, but... Okay, and then maybe just a little bit of... that was not the button I meant to press. There we go. Okay. So if we just do a little bit of stuff here. And we'll see if this kind of fixes the last couple of things I was having a problem with. A lot of it really is still just intuition to me, so... I just kind of gotta make stuff up until I'm happy. Okay. Yeah, that fixed a lot of it. So slightly bluer shadows and slightly more red-yellow highlights. I think that got it. Cool. Alright, we're good then. I think this is good, and I will be able to clean up all the lighting next time and get it, you know, just right. There might be some places where I add more. Although, actually, I think before that I have some touch-ups I want to do in her face. Like, for one, I did not draw her beauty mark, and that's a travesty. So I'll definitely have to make sure to do that. Hopefully I won't forget. I don't think I will. But then, yeah, let's get the final lighting on there. And that's probably roughly how things will look. I might make the bottom slightly darker, but not much. But yeah, I think we're good. So next time it'll be all lighting all the time until it's time to start mirroring everything over here to this side. And then we can finally give Katya her cast shadows. This way she doesn't look like... Oh, what's that mythical creature that you can tell because it doesn't leave a shadow? I can't remember off the top of my head. Not vampires, that's reflections. I guess you might need a little bit of a reflection in the mirror, in the window too, now that I think about it. But... I'm quite pleased. Thank you very much. So, alright, we'll go ahead and stop there. Phew! Well, that was quite the adventure. I'm pleased. Yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. And the few things that were a little bit off, I do think I will be able to fix with just a touch of color correction. Wonderful. So, thank you all for coming. And I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I will see you all next Thursday.